Yeah, so Dr. Jianxin Bao, I think it's very important that we review the truth. And then I want you to make a very important decision regarding who you truly are, because that's going to determine your ultimate future, and you need to make your final choice, okay? So I, as the president of the Whole Elephant Institute, although I used to be Dr. Tang Wenwang, and I was deprived of all the rights by you, who carried out illegal activities of faking medical diagnosis in Seattle court, deprived me all my personal ownership of all my properties, my real estate properties, and totally stripping me out of all the financial resources and made me homeless. I didn't treat you with animosity. I view you as the very precious brother of Dr. Tang Wenwang. And I decided that although you ruined Dr. Tang Wenwang's reputation and made Dr. Tang Wenwang financially bankrupt, and you were also planning to assist the Chinese government to ship Dr. Tang Wenwang to China, and you also lied to Dr. Tang Wenwang's research center director that Dr. Tang Wenwang found a job in China and a request for shipment of the research equipment to you, I guess, and then you claim you're gonna send it to China. In any case, all those needs to be investigated, but I decided to focus upon the Whole Elephant Institute project and leave all those troubling matter behind and offer you a new opportunity to be the supporter of the Whole Elephant Institute and give you the honorable position of a board member of the Chinese Charter School project, and allow you to be a donor of the Whole Elephant Institute Chinese Charter School office, which is the 2904 147th Street, Flushing, New York 11354. And you offered to buy a whole house, and I only requested for a little office, and the monthly rent is only $600. However, I started to notice that your proposal was not genuine, and you were trying to tell the landlord that you are the boss and you're in control of this place, and you want to, pretend that you are the one that are controlling the whole thing. So I basically request you to not to send the money directly to Darren Ren's bank account, and send it as a donation to the Whole Elephant Institute, and allow the Whole Elephant Institute to pay the rent, which then we started. Okay, and Darren gave me the receipt and acknowledge that this is the Whole Elephant Institute office, and I'm here working for the Whole Elephant Institute. And the sign in this room is the Whole Elephant Institute Inc. Flushing office.
Your recording has reached. Please leave your message for 314-620-5737.
Yeah, Dr. Jianxin Bao. So I just want to say that, I assumed that this is what you are doing. You are a generous donor, and you give the donation to the Whole Elephant Institute. The Whole Elephant Institute pay the rent. The Whole Elephant Institute is the legal tenant here. Okay. However, this fact actually was totally turned upside down eventually by you and Mr. Darren Ren. So what happened was that in 2021, you suddenly sent an email to me that if I do not go for a medical mental evaluation, you would stop donation to the Whole Elephant Institute. And you also ordered the other donor who sent donation money to the Whole Elephant Institute, which are also Dr. Tang Wenwang's family members, like the husband, Mr. Alan Genetosio, and also like the parents, Mr. Yue Qingbao and Yufeng Wang. You basically ordered everybody not to donate to support the Whole Elephant Institute, and claim that Dr. Tang Wenwang has mental disease, and you still mistakenly and or intentionally to place me into the position of Dr. Tang Wenwang, and start to want me to be subjected to mental evaluation. So I basically publicized everything you did to me, and I officially terminated your donor's status and your board member status. And I also told you that if that's what you've been doing, then all your donation money basically cannot be considered to be donations. You were just paying off your debts to Dr. Tongwen Wang. Okay, and that needs to be reported to Internal Revenue Service as well about that status. In any case, I requested Mr. Deren Ren to return the $1,000 donation money to the Whole Elephant Institute. Not donation money, basically that's considered to be belonging to the Whole Elephant Institute. But Mr. Deren Ren refused, and he considered that's your money, and he need to return to you. And he contacted you repeatedly, and you refused to reply to him. And I asked Mr. Deren Ren to officially re-sign a lease to the Whole Elephant Institute, and he refused. Okay. So with that said, basically, I have to say that you are the tenant, and Mr. Deren Ren and you have a business in terms of landlord and a tenant. And currently, Mr. Deren Ren...
Your recording has reached. Two 05737.
Yeah, Dr. Jianxin Bao. So currently, Mr. Deren Ren and his wife, Miss Wang Fen, they basically are having a legal case regarding eviction, holdover eviction. Basically, the reasoning is that, no rent payment as number one reason. Then the second reason was about myself, that I'm here to, always send text messages to them that they consider that's harassment, okay? Which is my regular public education activities that I have been always doing throughout my 7 years to Deren and his wife, and they never call that as a harassment, but suddenly now they are calling this as a harassment. And then they say that I refuse to clean up the kitchen, which is not true. The very reality is that I always clean up after myself, but because one day the grandma considered that there were some leftover vegetables who already turned yellow. He wanted to clean it up. I told her that I shall clean up myself because it's my own domain, and I don't need, and she shall not clean up things without my acknowledgement, and my items cannot be touched. And then the grandmother and the grandfather start to say things very negatively about Falun Dafa. They consider that the Falun Dafa practitioners media, the Epoch Times, was supporting Trump, and they heard Trump is a bad president. Therefore, they consider the Falun Gong practitioners media also bad. And then they start to attack me, and they treated me with discrimination. And I decided to, educate them and telling them that they have to respect me as a tenant here, and then don't treat me with discrimination. And I was just clarifying the truth. They don't want to listen. I talked to Deren and asked him to educate his parents-in-law, and Deren didn't know what to do, and he didn't want to get into the conflict. And Deren's wife considered that she needs to be filial to her parents, and decided to ask Deren to evict me. Okay, so basically now they have hired a lawyer. They spend a lot of money legally, and they try to evict me. Now I'm looking at the whole situation. I believe that the law is sacred, and we need to tell the court the truth. And I don't like to play any games. And at this point, I think it's very, very important for you to show your responsibilities and come to the court.
Your recording has reached the max. Please leave your message for 31462.
Yeah, so Dr. Jianxin Bao, I just want you to know that if you consider I'm your sister, Dr. Tongwen Wang, and you stubbornly holding onto the notion that Dr. Tongwen Wang is truly manic depressive, and she is reckless, and she is immoral, and she is dangerous because she attempted to kill herself. And so when you so stubbornly holding on to all these facts, you think they are the truth, why then you leave your mentally ill sister to a home who have elders and young children, and you don't even give her any money for living expense, and you made her to be in a state that only have a little room, and you pay no attention to her living conditions, and you don't pay attention to her mental condition, and you don't send doctors to help her, and you allow her to be in someone's home and threatening the very potential safety of this house. If I'm truly Dr. Tongwen Wang, like what you labeled to be, and you are basically deceiving Mr. Deren Ren's entire family, and not paying the entire family of service of helping your mentally ill sister, and you put the entire family of Deren Ren into great danger. Okay, and you haven't showed any responsibilities for what you have done here in Flushing community. Now, me as the president of the Whole Elephant Institute, I have to really bring you to New York court and make you shoulder all your responsibilities. You repeatedly come to our community, and you repeatedly tell everybody that your sister, Dr. Tongwen Wang, is immoral and mentally ill. And then you don't do anything to help your mentally ill sister, if you believe that's the case. And you made her homeless. You deprived her all her rights. And then even when you pretend to help her, you put her into a horrible situation that she had neither job, no income, no money for food, nothing. And throughout of all these years. And what are you going to do about the consequence of your statement? You told...
Your recording has... Message for 31462057737.
So I am the president of the Whole Elephant Institute. I'm Dr. Lotus Weiss, and I've been serving Flushing community throughout my past 18 years here, and I treat this family, this hosting family, as my own family, okay? And I love the children, and the children love me as their auntie, and I have great relationships with everybody in this house, okay? So if it was not because of you, I think in every regard, there is no such eviction case right now. Okay, so you also need to therefore shoulder all the responsibilities for all the money wasted. For this case, Deren's legal fee, and you also need to pay throughout of all these years. You burdened Mr. Deren Ren with such, burden of worries. Okay. You probably told Deren about your sister committed suicide, and Deren was always super nervous. Okay, and so you basically because of you, this whole persecution towards Dr. Tongwen Wang even continue to happen here in Flushing, and so you need to be responsible for all the horrible evictions that the Whole Elephant Institute experienced throughout the 18 years. we were constantly evicted from one place to another because of what you created, the situation. So at this point, I have no choice but to bring you to the court, and I have no choice but to report you to the FBI as a supporter of the CCP to do transnational repression. Okay, so this whole problem right now in Flushing, you initially promised that you will be able to provide the Whole Elephant Institute for the Chinese charter school, a new space. And I repeatedly asking you to do that. And also Dr. Tong Wang's daughter, Miss Lotus Blossom Weiss, she's already now 17 years old. And she basically never received a penny from Dr. Tong Wang or Dr. Tong Wang's family. She became homeless, when she basically was only 1 year old, okay? And she was always subject to harassment and put into extremely dangerous situation. That's why eventually she basically had to leave Dr. Tong Wang, and she was stolen from Dr. Tong Wang, put back into Oceanside, Mr. Brian Scott Weiss' mom's home. Okay, so basically, Miss Lotus Blossom was separated from mom ever since 3.5.
Your recording has reached. Please leave your message for 31462057737.
Yeah, so Dr. Jianxin Bell, I was trying to shoulder all the burden for you and giving you opportunities to repent and do great deeds. And this way can wipe out all your, wrongs and let you do great things for the Flushing community, and giving you the honor to be a board member, giving you the honor to, be a donor. But 2021, you decided to not to have that role. You decided to slide back into your role as a persecutor, and you create trouble for the Whole Elephant Institute, and you create the trouble for the Whole Elephant Institute community members, and you need to show the legal responsibilities for what you have been doing. Okay. So at this point, you still have the last chance to come to New York, to meet with me, to meet with Darren and his lawyers, to show all the responsibilities for what happened and repent about what you did in 2021, and write formal statement, and to renounce your association with the 610 office, renounce your association with the persecutors, and commit yourself to truly support the Whole Elephant Institute and play a very active role to reverse all the wrongdoings you have done. This is your last chance, okay? So I'm going to give that to you and let me know. And I will actually at this point commit to bring all the truths and also all your legal responsibilities you really need to, shoulder to clarity to everybody involved, okay? Alrighty, please contact me as soon as possible. Thank you.